Hi, my name is Steve Ryan. I'm the claim manager for Delaney Gibson, and today we're going to talk about what you do if your business or your home burns down. Catastrophic property loss. So, first thing, it's what you do before a loss that's important. This is going to save you potentially thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours worth of time. First, check your policy. Make sure you have adequate limits on your insurance policy. Your property policy, the limit is exactly that. That's the ceiling. That's the most you're going to get. If it's not adequate, tough luck. That's all you're going to get. Second, ordinance and law. So let me give you an example on a homeowner's claim. If half of your home is affected by fire and your local building inspector comes along and says you got to tear the other half of the home down, even though it hasn't been damaged by the fire, your insurance isn't going to pick up for that part which isn't damaged. So discuss with your agent about ordinance and law coverage. From a claims perspective, I always think you should have at least 50%. The most important one, and this is going to be a great benefit to you if you ever do have a catastrophic loss, is inventory. If you have an inventory before a loss happens, when the loss happens, it makes your life so much easier. So how do we do an inventory before a loss? Our magic cell phone. This little device, this has more computing power than will put the Apollo 11 astronauts on the moon. Use it to your advantage. Take 10 minutes, 15 minutes today, go home and video everything in your home. If you're really feeling motivated, open some drawers and take pictures of those individual items like jewelry and the knickknacks that are worth something. Take close-ups of your art and things of value. And if you're really motivated, take down the serial numbers and stuff of large appliances and stuff you have in your home. Folks, this will save you immeasurable heartache if you ever have a claim. So take the 15 minutes now to do it. And don't forget to store that video offline. If your house burns down, you don't want the tape or whatever you use to video it in your home. Okay, so let's move on to the first 24 hours of your claim. What's going to happen? Well, immediately you're going to have to board up and tarp the house. You have to protect what remains of your home. That's actually written in the insurance contract. Secondly, you need a place to stay. The building inspector is not going to let you move back into your place if it's suffered a catastrophic loss. For a business owner, it means you're going to have a base of operations someplace else. Good to have that planned out before the loss. And you're going to have to notify certain people, notify your friends and family that you're no longer home, notify your insurance agent that you had a claim. So, and then within the first week, what has to happen is you have to have a contractor chosen. So it's good if you have that in your arsenal or bag of tricks. Second, you have to look for a long-term solution. So it's okay to stay at the hotel for the first week, but after that, the insurance company is going to want more reasonable accommodations because, folks, you're probably going to be out of your home for at least a year. Yes, a year. We're going to discuss that in a second. And secondly, you're going to want to decide whether you want to hire a public adjuster. If you have a big fire loss, I can tell you, aside from firemen, there's going to be a ton of public adjusters on your front lawn trying to sign you up for their services. So what do they offer you? What they offer you is to administer your loss for you. This goes beyond what I can do as your insurance agent. And basically what it is, if you have a large property loss, figure that you just took on a part-time job. 10 to 15 hours a week of time that you're going to have to devote to the administration of your loss. This is what a public adjuster saves you. So you have to make that decision usually within the first week. So property claim life cycle on a more long term. Remember I said it's going to be at least a year. That's a conservative estimate, folks. So for the first month or two, if you have a fire marshal involved because it was an electrical fire or some sort of product liability thing and they want to do a cause and origin report, you just killed a month, at least. 6 weeks maybe before the fire marshal produces his report. Nothing happens until his report goes in and says you can have access to the property. Then you have to get rid of all the debris, all the burnt up stuff and clearing out. And then you have to contend with the permitting. Before any contractor can step in and do anything to your home, you have to get permits from your building inspector. Unless he's your brother-in-law, it's going to take at least a month. Months 3 through 6, this is when the structural repairs take place. They reframe, do all that stuff. Then the trades come in, do the plumbing, the electrical. Now we're half a year into this. Months 7 through 10, that's when the finished carpentry happens, when they come in and do the interior and exterior painting, and then the flooring guys come in to wrap things up. And then count on another month or two to get to occupancy permits. Again, if he's not your brother-in-law, the building inspector is going to take a month. Moving back in and just getting life back to normal, and finally wrapping things up, because the insurance company is going to hold back. If you have replacement cost insurance, the insurance company is going to hold back a portion of your loss until you have all the repairs completed, and then you have to submit for reimbursement. So before you're fully made whole, it's probably going to be another month after the claim is actually terminated and you're back in your home. So next, let's take a look at some of the sticking points involving property claims. These are things I see day in and day out on large claims. Number one, smoke odor. So the insurance company has the option to repair and replace. And oftentimes what they want to do with framing and stuff is try to encapsulate, if the structure's been exposed to smoke, and try to encapsulate that, put some sort of seal on it to rid itself of the smoke odor. That's not 100% effective. It's better if you tear out all the stuff that was exposed to smoke and just get it the heck out of your house, because otherwise when August rolls around and it's humid, in the summer, you're going to all of a sudden detect that smoky odor. So better job that the remediation company does in clearing out the debris and handling that smoke odor, the better off you will be on the tail end of things. I mentioned coinsurance. You want to make sure that you have adequate coinsurance. Now there's additional expenses. Since you don't have access to your home, your commute may be further. You may have to eat out more often because you're been disrupted from your home. It's another sticking point in terms of coinsurance is ingress and egress. This is usually more towards businesses. So if you didn't have an elevator, but the code now requires you to have an elevator because you have a multi-story building, that's not something insurance will pick up unless you've addressed the law and ordinance coverage. Windows is another sticking point, and a biggie is roofs. The insurance company is only going to pay for that portion of the property which is actually damaged. And with roofs, if only a section of the roof was damaged, either from the fire or from the firemen punching holes through it, they're only going to pay for that square footage that's actually damaged. And the roofer, no respectable roofer is going to stand behind any work on a patch job. They're going to want to do at least one whole slope. So these are all sticking points with big property losses. So what else? Has your head hurt yet? This is a life changer, folks. This is like the birth of a child, your wedding. If you have a catastrophic property claim, it's something, it's going to be a milestone event in your life because it will disrupt your life, it will change your life. You have to, for business owners, one of the major considerations, cash flow. What are they going to be able to do in terms of paying their employees? Because their employees may not be able to do anything for a month or two before they get temporary operations established. Little things like mail delivery, off-site facilities, housing, coinsurance. The list goes on and on and on. So do your planning up front, literally. Again, don't forget, take your cell phone, go home, videotape right now. It'll save you so much headaches in the future, I can't tell you. Really, just do it. So that's it on property claims. Thanks, and have a great day.